This is an interesting matchup because they both have the same tools for late game reach. It's just that the Quest Hunter has a lot more control in the early game, right? They just kind of remove, and it's not like they're just going one for one, because the removal that they play also has this added benefit of progressing the quest, which then makes their late game stronger. I feel like the hardest part about this deck against Face Hunter is finding the time to play the quest reward in a situation where you're not going to die, but usually you can get it down and then set up for a lethal or 2-turn lethal, and the 7/7 just by itself can be hard for the Face Hunter to deal with. So we'll see what way it goes, but you know, we're in for a good time here, I think.
McBanterFace going to start off with any curve he likes. So already using up the time to plan how he wants to do this. Obviously, Muzzy will be in the situation where he has a lot fewer options than McBanterFace in terms of how to play the game, because a lot of it will involve just doing the thing he is able to do that turn.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! He's playing right into the bowler shot. Who plays bowler shot?
I've said that so many times in the last few weeks.
That's who.
The neophyte's going to get there just too late.
Muzzle their magic.
Can't bowler shot me.
You don't pick the one.
Oof.
Yeah.
That makes this turn very messy.
I mean,
ideally he'd play the 2/1 drops and have no mana left over.
what? Ideally he'd have one less mana crystal? Is that what you're implying?
Well, yeah. Ideally,
the game would have bugged and he would only have 2 mana crystals.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
I could tell you're a Muzzy fan.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
I'm definitely a Muzzy fan. Not necessarily in this particular match, but over the course of his career, yes, absolutely. I am guilty of being a Muzzy fan. Checking the deck tracker to see what's in his deck. And again.
Victory is in my grasp.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in his deck. I mean,
there's definitely things in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's certainly some stuff. Looks like he's just going to go all minions here, probably a value trade. Manfeeder Panthara instead of the Bloodmage Thanos, just to have additional power on board. Certainly fine with this.
This might be a good pickup here from McBanterFace, because next turn he starts putting the real stuff down. Actually, another benefit of how Muzzy's played this turn is that a lot of this stuff will be gone by the time the Rhinos can do him a lot of damage. Wouldn't want this board, you know, over the next couple of turns. So using those up before they actually become liabilities.
Yeah. Overwhelm is always a pretty welcome pickup just because it gives you a pretty cheap way to get that quest progression rolling. In this situation, it'll also gives him an opportunity to value trade. Though, Muzzy's seen some dead cards in the hand. I don't know if he wants to even give a target for the Trampling Rhino in hand. So it's possible that we just see some full trades here. Like trade the Manafeeder Panthara over the Colt Neophyte. And then, or, you know, just clearing his minions off the board. There's also a possibility that he can just leave this Manafeeder Panthara healthy.
Yep. Because he knows they're trampling rhinos, almost certainly at least one of them, just because of how, it could be a Moonfang, I guess. But how the game has progressed, it's obvious that McBanterFace has got expensive stuff stuck in his hand. He's had a couple of very awkward turns.
Yeah.
But Muzzy's also kind of out of stuff, so in some respects I understand why he still had to just play everything down there. Down to 13 now, though.
Yeah, and actually just a ton of reach from his own hand.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, you're right. 11 in hand.
The moment is upon us.
Another aim shot?
Oh, it's so much. But is the Scorpid better? Rhino that. Got enough things to get his quest going anyway. Turns out lots of damage is lots of damage.
Okay, so just hero power the trampling rhino. Wait, where is he on quest completion? Okay, so this would be making the hero power free.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he mapped this out, because next turn he doesn't have that much damage at his disposal. I wonder if it's better to just go for a 2-turn and hero power first, just for efficient damage, but maybe he mapped out the breakpoints and it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, he took a while thinking about it, so I think that's probably what happened. And McBanterFace has got another really awkward looking turn.
Yeah. That's just gonna re-equip with Rinling's rifle just for efficient damage, I suppose.
I mean, he's seen a lot of Muzzy's minions, right? So expecting to get some sort of trickery off the Rhino is not impossible, but a bit of a long shot.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. Well, this is 10 damage this turn. He could also do something like hero power first, aim shot, quick shot.
Vengeance is near.
Yeah, he needs to decide if he thinks McBanterFace is ever going to play a minion, right?
Well, I mean, from his perspective, does it even matter? You know?
Well, quick shot draws you a card then.
Victory.
Perhaps it doesn't matter.
Grasp.
So this always happens. I'm just curious about the quick shot.
Job done.
Yep.
Oof. Really needs a burn there.
I mean, he's getting close. This is still going to come down to who can get damage.
He's a quick shot away from next turn. Like, obviously 2 hero powers this turn. Next turn is 4. Attack with a weapon is 6. So there's 3 short somewhere, and he needed that damage to be there.
Yeah.
He's also got piercing shot, right? Because he's got enough mana to do that next turn with the Bone Chewer Brawl. No, he hasn't. He'd have to play an Adorable. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if any of this stuff matters.
Explosive Trap in some worlds might stop Tavish from attacking.
Oh, he's got a freezing trap up already.
Okay. Giving yourself many different outs.
Yep. Bola shot. So he can Tavish, Hero Power, Bullet Shot, Hero Power. Or he can
Victory.
Piercing Shot,
Yeah.
a 3/4.
Okay.
Then
I like it.
Hero Power Face. He'd put McBanterFace down to 4, and then Bullet Shot the remaining minions, and then needs literally any spell that costs 4 or less from his deck. The next turn.
Well, how about this? How about you don't bowler shot the remaining minions, and then next turn you've got the spell you need.
Then you die to 1 damage instead of dying to 3 damage.
No time for
Does that matter?
I mean, it cuts out Adorable Infestation as an out. It cuts out Demon Companion as an out.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, no. This is a way to
gets
guarantee it. Yeah, this guarantees it. Yeah, you Bullet Shot first and then Piercing Shot. So now he doesn't even need a spell. He just kills him with the Hero Power next turn.
Yeah.
There it is. Very nice Quest Hunter game from Muzzy, showing off his mastery of this deck. Just beautiful all around. Nicely done, Muzz. Nicely done. The spot at the end, like, I don't know why I was like, oh yeah, Bullet Shot after. Ha 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 ha. No, nicely done to guarantee it. Not getting baited by the Tavish in hand to try and get those Hero Powers rolling. And I mean, like, yes, that was Quest Hunter. And yes, he did get out of the quest by being able to finish free Hero Powers, but didn't play like the final quest reward. He just kind of got there with damage. So that's what I was talking about with like, you have enough removal to get you through the early game, and then it's about who just draws their high damage cards later in the game, because from the Quest Hunter's perspective, the board is easily kept under control. McBanterFace got very close. He was damage card away from winning, right? Quick shot or aim shot in that situation. Would have done it. Having both Trampling Rhinos in the essentially the opening hand, right? Drawn before turn 4 was a pretty rough go for it.
The quests continue for the Muzz.
All right, here we go. It's Quest Zoo Warlock. Pretty sure I categorized that correctly.
I agree.
He actually brought this in like weeks 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure it was the same exact deck. He just ran it back, like, and it's been through so much. The quest has gone from 678 to 888. Flesh Giant's been nerfed twice, and he still just brought the same deck that he won with in week 1, in a completely different metagame.
At least that was Conquest, though, unlike week 2, when he ran it back again for last hero.
And actually, did he even have that bad of a week in week 2?
I've got a feeling he did, actually. We
1
saw him,
point.
so
Okay, 1 point. He didn't know 2. He got 1.
He just ran it back in a totally different meta. Because he got his 5 points. He's like, I don't need any points this week. Got one anyway. Oh, look at this hand from McBanterFace, though. Look at this hand from Muzzy, though. What's happening? They've both got crazy hands.
All right, here we go. Thinking about playing the Flaming Paw 1 just to contest anything, but I think getting that quest completion is still too important. Especially now when the first one is, you can't just complete it with 2 Flame Imps. I could see a world where he goes like tap on 2 and then Flame Imp, Broomstick on 3, depending on how McBanterFace plays. But we'll see.
I could also see other hands where he might not quest on 1. Like if he only had 1 Flame Imp, he might think about it. But with 2 Flame Imps, he's going to get such good damage out of them. Because he's going to get, oh my goodness. He's going to get the quest completion, the heal, so it halves the damage the Flame Imps do, basically. And now he's going to raise them.
That plus Raise Dead is like full quest completion just with those cards. That's insane.
Just 15 damage to yourself in 2 turns. Except McBanter's played nothing to trade into. So who's laughing now?
Yeah. both players are trying to kill Muzzy as fast as possible.
Yep. And they're both succeeding.
Yeah, and they're both doing a heck of a job at it right now.
Nightshade Matron is a massive pickup here.
Nice.
Oh, and that's even more massive. They are just knocking
All right.
lumps out of each other.
Oh, wait a second. Muzzy has infinite mana. Okay, it's not infinite mana.
It's a lot of mana though. If you trade,
It's a lot of mana.
back. Oh my!
Yeah, because he gets
This
a.
giant will be down to 3.
He trades first, right, with the Flame Imp, and then the Raise Head will get back exactly a Tour Guide and a Flame Imp, which are, are both free. And then that is set. Oh no, it's not a Tour Guide. What am I talking about? It's a Broomstick. Forget what I'm saying.
Better for this situation. It's fine.
Yeah, because the Life Tap is still free. And then what is it? This is going to complete the second quest. Is there any possible? Is Flesh Giant coming down this turn?
No, surely not.
No, he's going to be short, but just barely.
Having a go.
Yeah, it'll go down
Turn 4.
to 2.
Attempted Quest Giant. Quest Giant? Flesh Giant. Same thing.
Flesh Giant, yeah. And he could just put a Spirit Jailer in the way.
Or he can
Instead,
trade in the
have more
Dark
minions.
Glare and the Broom and have 3 minions. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like this.
Also, meanwhile, McBanterFace is at 15. So,
And he's had an amazing start. And he's
Yeah.
almost dead. So next turn, Muzzy can heal and play a Flesh Giant. That's it.
yep.
That's the tweet.
That's it.
I wonder.
How has Muzzy got more health than McBanterFace here? I don't understand anything anymore. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we're getting close now. Oh my.
All right. So now he can play the Matron, kill his opponent's minion, and play a Flesh Giant. That's it. Hit send.
Yeah, he can't play the Matron, right?
Thought he could.
No, he wouldn't want to. Like you were saying, like he could dump his hand and then play Matron, just as a 5/5. Not really necessary. Just get the Flesh Giant on board. And by the way, this is a lethal setup. There's 12 damage on board.
My goodness. Yeah,
He just got him. He just got him. McBanterFace just rolling his eyes. He's like, how?
He's feeling it.
This lineup is
2-0.
7 weeks old.
Just wouldn't it be funny if he just brought the same lineup all 7 weeks, the exact same thing, and he just the game rotated it so that his decks were good again, and he just had anything.
Yep. Well, Face Hunter, not the greatest showing so far. Now Muzzy gets to move towards the most standard quest deck in his lineup. Quest Rogue was banned, by the way, though Quest Rogue is not like as kind of not a meme deck that it was in week 1, but it definitely wasn't like super on. I guess Quest Rogue was brought by a few players in week 1. That it's been in the past couple of weeks.
Other rogues at that point, particularly.
Yeah.
People were still
Before
playing
the Gorilla
Shark
was out.
in Miracle Rogue at the time.
Yeah. So, I forgot what I was going to say.
You're saying that
yes.
it wasn't a meme, but it was a meme, basically.
It wasn't a meme, but it kind of was. Now, Quest Rogue is kind of moving up in the world in terms of its power level, just because it lines up better against the metagame. Some of the high power decks have been hit a little bit. It's got a lot of tempo. So, this matchup should be good for McBanterFace, though, all things considered.
I mean, you would hope so, but after what Muzzy just did in the previous game, I don't know if anything's a good matchup. Like, McBanterFace can bring what he wants. It's just not going to matter today.
Yeah.
Just get that feeling sometimes, you know? You know how feelings are more important than cold, hard facts. Just got that feeling that this is a Muzz sort of day.
Yep.
And I know Mage just never wins this matchup, and McBanterFace has got a curve and Muzzy hasn't. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Job's done.
Some way, somehow, he's got to stick that McThermidon, not die, and then hit McBanterFace twice with it.
Let me work my magic.
I wouldn't put it past him at this point, to be completely honest.
We just rip the fire sale off the top now, and everything's good.
Yeah. Okay. Deep Freeze is probably too slow.
He's got his minion in his hand, so he can play Font. Right? Yeah, he's got any.
Is that his only? He's got a Wand Thief in his hand.
He's got a 1/1 thief. Okay.
Yeah.
He can draw it. It'll be fine.
I'm
Memeing a
wondering-
bit because this deck's so bad. Matchup so bad.
Yeah. I wonder, this is going to tell a lot about McBanterFace's strategy, right? Whether or not he wants to just keep fitting in hero powers over and over, or if, like, actually getting these Warsong Wranglers online and pulling some beasts out of his decks is going to be where he wants to kind of settle.
The problem is, sooner rather than later, you usually walk into an ice barrier. So if you don't play your minions now and attack with them, you kind of never do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes this the most sense to me. Try and get some damage in before the barrier, but I liked your point too, that you do need to get that stuff wound in, so that's what he's going to do.
Yep. Having double Warsong Wrangler to hit, like, Volbertinger twice is, I mean, it's pretty enticing. Obviously, it doesn't protect the Volbertingers from a Fire Sale, but it's still threatening enough that Muzzy has to acknowledge them. No Fire Sale on
counting
hand.
out.
Counting outs as far as what?
That fire sale. If it just plays McThermidon, can I get it to go off next turn? How many outs do I have to do that?
What to do? What to do?
Maybe.
Even though he hasn't got the fire
I'm not really
sale.
following what you're saying, but it
Play
sounds like you're
McThermidon.
on a roll here, so I'm just going to let you go.
Play McThermidon, find ways next turn to blow it up, kill your opponent in 2 turns after that.
Okay.
That's what I mean by outs. McThermidon outs, not game outs.
What to do? What time runs out on me?
Ooh, that's expensive.
Yeah. Buys a lot of time though.
Yeah, it certainly does. Amy McBanterFace is looking at, could just go Warsong Wrangler, hit the Volpertinger again, and just play those out. Or some attention. He's foregoing hero power again, though. If that board gets cleaned up and Muzzy can get some good quest progress, it would have all been for naught. But the benefit of it is that then he will have one more draw through his deck.
Mm-hmm.
That he's more likely to draw just straight up burn.
Second fireball.
Pressure's Pyromancer is interesting.
I mean, it's interesting because it has an ability, but what for cram session? Oh, it's a fire spell, so that doesn't work. For what then?
What
For a
to
second
do?
flame to target the Bow and True Brawl.
I will crush your
I guess
After that
Aftermath
with more luck involved, with more help involved, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
time runs out on me.
Okay, he's tidying up. And he's giving himself a potential Astromancer out, especially if he can just find himself a barrier or something in the next couple of turns, just by a bit of time.
Yep.
Oh, you see how this matchup's so bad, though, can't you? Like, all he's done is just not get anywhere with amazing removal, and he's still kind of where he started. He's doing okay, but oh.
I wonder.
I wonder if he wants to, if he's going to kill this Astromancer Solarian, and if he does, how he's going to do it. Because
Right.
it's not like a downside or an upside, really. There's kind of arguments for both. The downside of killing it is that you're sinking damage into it that could have gone face. The upside for killing it is that you're putting a minion that could interrupt the chain of draw, or the mana crystals that you would gain back from refreshing spring water. After seeing a cram session, I don't think the spell damage really matters that much. I think should be just perfectly fine to leave it up. And if Fire Sale were to happen, it would clear up his minion too, so McBanterFace just gets to net more damage. We're also approaching the point in the game where Fire Sale is kind of becoming, or face damage is going to be less and less likely to connect.
Yeah, yeah. Like, at some point, it's just going to be wipe your board out and play a barrier, and that's the end. Now you've just got to launch everything at it. Not quite sure why Muzzy played the flurry first. I may have missed a point here somewhere. Because he scowled when it froze the taunt minion. Of course, now he can't get to things he wants to get.
Well, it was quest completion, right? It was just efficient quest completion. He was a frost spell away. Yeah.
Time runs out on me.
Cone seems tasty.
Yeah, Cone is good.
Okay.
Mask? Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, why not?
It clears the board next turn, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess that's what he's kind of looking at. He needs to stop taking face damage. But, I mean, McBanterFace, one of the good things about this early game is that he's just been playing all of his minions. So now he just has straight gas to follow it up. Is
Yeah,
there
I
a
mean,
way for him
look.
to set up a guaranteed 2-turn? Piercing shot 4, hero power. No, he would have 10 damage next turn. He's 10 damage this turn. But I think piercing shot hero power is probably just good enough. Protects your minions on board. Pushes a ton of damage. He's got 10 loaded up next turn. That's if his minions all die as well.
Yeah, he's got one less damage in there than he would have liked. I know you'd always like one more damage, but you know what I mean? He's
Yep.
going to be shy of one ping. Feels like every decision for Muzzy has been borderline impossible all game.
Yeah, it's been a tough game just because he had a ton of removal early on, but not really any efficient quest completion. And a fire sale would have brought kind of everything together. Actually, has completed the quest, but has absolutely no follow-up. Like, he's already used an session, he's used a fireball, he's used an ignite. So at least his ignite is a little bit more beefed, but he's still a long ways off. I mean, Mask gets him closer, since McBanterFace is unlikely to play minions from this case, but...
Let me work my magic.
Yep. Has to draw the card.
Yeah, that's actually a really good draw, just having a 1-mana thing to play. Prison Felmall. Alright, well, Muzzy's got maximum 2 turns. Ice Barrier really doesn't matter, because it doesn't change the clock at all.
Yeah, he hasn't even got a card. Like, he can't even abuse the fact he's got an ice barrier to not play the flurry and buy some time for something else. It's just completely irrelevant.
Well, I mean, he's going to play the Ice Barrier just to limit the outs from McBanterFace.
Yeah.
Get rid of Rindling's Rifle, get rid of the Trib Crescent as outs. Yeah, but he doesn't need to flurry.
Then again, he knows the game's over in 2 turns, so he might as well flurry, just to protect the 7/7 slightly. I don't even know what world that protects it in. Oh, yeah, it protects him from Rhino.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it. Got close. Well, I mean, I guess this is kind of close, right? This was like a potentially like 1 turn away from killing if his next draw was Cram Session, I suppose. Because he put him to 13 and he had a 7/7 on board. But McBanterFace will put himself on the board. There's a hero pile. He's drinking out of a jug.
Never a dull moment with the Muzz.
No. There really isn't. But super fitting. Super fitting. Had to show it off, too. I mean, a Quest gamer like that, you need to hydrate.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Well, that's the hard one out of the way. Like the super difficult one out of the way. Now he gets to play some Hearthstone.
Alright, so what do we got left?
Got
Warlock and Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Alright. McBanterFace has got some game here. Pretty standard 2 decks left. We have the OTK Demon Hunter featuring the Magtheridon. Not really going to be of too much use in this specific matchup. And then a pretty standard Handlock as well to follow that up.
Yeah, I think McBanterFace tends to bring known refined lists and play them well, right? Reminds me of Boar Control a lot. In that he just plays the good decks, plays them well, what's wrong with that? And then you sort of struggle to explain why he's really, really good at the game, even though he is. Because everything about it is so sort of clean.
Time for dreaming is over.
And I guess that's how the defining feature goes.
Yep. Alright. Got some... Oh no, I was going to say we got some hands on both sides. But McBanterFace gets a Magtheridon, which, I mean, a 12/12 could be good, but it's just going to be frozen forever. And give Muzzy targets for his for his any spells, not just his frost spells. So, maybe not.
Muzzy has been watching the European Grandmasters. He knows what to do on turn 3.
On turn 2 and turn 3. It would have
He's definitely doing on turn 3, yeah. I was just hedging my bets in case he drew something good and wanted to do it on turns 3 and 4. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Job's done.
But now he absolutely wants to do it on turns 2 and 3 in case there was ever any doubt. Oh, the intellect's going to draw some reduced nonsense. But talking of reduced nonsense, the McBanterFace has reduced 2 Immolation Auras.
Yep. He's looking for a glide.
Yeah.
Let's get the Sigil preloaded. Has 1 more draw with the Persistent Peddler as well. McBanterFace just, yep. Oh, what can you do? It's Muzzy. So one thing I learned: nothing could stop Muzzy in week 7.
Yep, the first and last week of every season 6 of Grandmasters. Nothing can stop the Muzz.
Nothing can stop him. Yeah.
I grow impatient.
What's McBanterFace supposed to even try and do here? Yeah, fine glide. You're right. Found it.
Pleasure doing business.
It's
Yay.
You know, I was talking about smooth decks earlier and how, sometimes your hand is smooth.
Yeah.
This is bumpy.
Grows short.
This is really bumpy. And if he's going to glide next turn, he doesn't even want to play the Sigil. And I think he's got to glide.
I mean, he hasn't got a
could-
card in his hand.
He could go like Sigil in the next turn, like. Alright, he's gonna dump an ammo. That's fine. Be efficient with his damage. Sure. Yeah, not gonna play the Sigil. That means Glide is almost certainly going to be played next turn.
Yep. Dumping the MO as well.
Oh!
You draw it. Oh my goodness, Muzzy, you should be embarrassed.
Let's get the pleasantries out of the way first, though.
Yep, you can hear that if you want, because I'm going to lethal you next turn. Not quite, but it's getting a bit silly.
Yeah. Doesn't want to draw that. It's a pretty useless card in the matchup. Going to glide. Actually good for him in this situation that he's only gliding himself, at least from his perspective, because he would just draw Muzzy a bunch of...
Yeah, he's reducing the costs on the wrong side if he does that.
Yep.
Draw first, don't trade. So that might happen.
The hard part's actually going to be completing the quest. Primordial Studies is actually very good in this situation, so gonna pick a minion that he can kill off. Blood Mage Thanos, fantastic.
It's going to be hard to complete the quest. His next two cards are Primordial Studies and Brain Freeze.
Yeah.
So
Before
there you go,
that,
TJ.
before that very moment, right, is like his cards are cheap, but can he actually complete the quest? Like
Right.
that was the.
Absolutely. No, I'm just laughing at your luck, not at your comment. Just perfect timing.
He just drawn his whole deck.
Down to 15 cards. He's up against somebody who's playing a deck that all it does is draw cards. And at that point that I started that sentence, he had fewer cards in his deck than McBanterFace.
Yeah.
I see.
But Mr. Banterface is outdrawing him now. He's going to need to.
My quest. My
Muzzy's hand does cost 4. Your cost 4. Oh, now he can flurry.
Yeah, but now it's just a straight up race.
Uh-huh.
Muzzy's going to be able to complete quest this turn as well, and then it's just who can find the damage.
And Muzzy has got the head start because his hand is full of
Wait.
stuff.
He actually can't complete quest this turn.
Can't?
He doesn't have a fire spell that he can play. I mean, he can play. He can't complete it and then play it in the same turn.
Oh, I see. But he's got a massive head start, right? Because his hand costs nothing, basically, when he does play it.
Yeah.
So McBanterFace is going to have 2 turns, next turn and the turn after, to win this game. Which is possible with only 12 cards and Kurtrus in play. Actually, Muzzy can win next turn.
Pleasure doing business.
I'm looking at that 0 mana Cram session.
Okay.
He's trying to save the Ruined Orb for damage. He might have to use it to complete.
I see.
Can't make
McBanterFace is down to 8. Sorry, TJ, I've cut you off 4 times in a row.
No, there's a son is screaming in the background, so I was trying to mute my mic, but I'm sure it's coming through anyway. Oh no, he didn't take card draw. One thing for Muzzy though is he does have to make sure that like when he kills, he's killing. Like,
Yeah.
that could be the awkward part if McBanterFace is holding on to all these resources, and he can heal back up.
Ignite.
Okay, he's got to go. Doesn't find Lab Partner. Finds Blood Mage Thanos. It was just the Arcane they need to complete. Needs to spend 5 mana on this. His deck is essentially free. Let's take a look-see here. Has a hot streak left. He used 1 Fireball, so that's a big deal. That's something we need to point out.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he's got 13 cards left.
Getting the Ignites back in.
Yep.
Making some space as well. Saving the Ruined Orb for last because he can. Doesn't want the expensive card clustering him up.
Yep.
Kind of a whiff.
He could still go Arcane Intellect and find Hot Streak Fireball.
And another Ignite maybe, because he can
Or
put
Hot
Ignite back in
Streak
first.
Yep. Gotta do this quickly. He's digging for it. McBanterFace, his eyes are wide. He's like, okay, well, you gotta kill me now because I'm gonna heal up to full. Doesn't find it. It's gonna have to flurry. And honestly, I think McBanterFace, at the very least, can heal up if he doesn't find Lethal Zone, but he's got 6 cards left. McBanterFace's last 6 cards are double Arcanist, double Guild Trader, Il'gynoth, and an Acrobatics.
So, what's his reduced card? He's got 0 mana Moarg in hand. Il'gynoth's going to be 4 when he hits it. I think he needed to hit it then by the look on his face. He needs to hit one part of it then, I think.
Another happy guildie.
Oh my. That's definitely it. He had the chance to play Moarg Glide and try and hit parts that would win in the game. But now he won't be able to play enough stuff, I don't think.
Time grows short.
Because he won't get the Moarg down now. The Il'gynoth down now.
Release me, and I will grant you a merciful
Potions last really.
Yeah, just gonna try and heal up as much as possible.
Yep.
Okay. Should have plenty of spell damage left, right? And he's going to reset the cost of these minions that are in the deck, glide everything back for Muzzy as well. This was a good turn for McBanterFace, I feel.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Muzzy now just has to start all over again, as does McBanterFace, but McBanterFace is starting with a 12-12 on the board, which may or may not end up being relevant depending if Muzzy had drawn the Brain Freeze, which he did. And, still parts of combo hanging around as well. And Muzzy with all these expensive cards.
So is that 6 damage Ignite? 7 damage?
7.
Still off. Still can hope that McBanterFace whiffs for another turn.
Time runs out on
And he has to, Ignite Brain Freeze? to boost his outs.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see if it's guaranteed. He's got acrobatics. He can play any 2 cards that come off the top, even if we're looking at tradables in this instance. So it's 4 additional cards that you can draw. Yep, he's just going to play those 2.
I got it all.
4 cards left in the deck. None of them are card draw, however. It's Il'gynoth, Talented Arcanist Mark. Doesn't hit Il'gynoth. It's in the bottom 2.
Oh my, he's got obvious lethal a million ways if he just drew the Il'gynoth.
Yeah, his last 2 cards are Fellscream Blast, Il'gynoth. So he still has it. He just needs to I-beam here. He can. Does he guaranteed have it? It would be...
Demons? Demons.
He can't swing with the weapon, that's the problem.
But he can just double I-beam. He could like I-beam his McBanterFace and I-beam his Peddler. But then he can't.
He needs the I-beams, right?
He'll need 2 turns, if that's the case.
Oh no. This is gonna turn very weird. Okay. That...
If he draws Il'gynoth and the Guild Trader sticks... Well, it looks like Guild Trader won't stick, but...
It doesn't stick, though. Yeah, he doesn't know about this shooting star. He must know it's going to get blown up, though.
Alright, he still needs 1 more turn. No matter what he draws off the top, he still doesn't have lethal. Last card is Il'gynoth. So, Muzzy has... Oh, it's so close! Oh my gosh. 2 damage off. He still had Runed Orb, Cram Session... I guess Blood Mage Thanos, kind of, but I don't know if he has the mana to do that, like with all the card draw. But it's kind of
2
crazy.
fires.
It took McBanterFace to get through his entire deck.
But he did it. Credit to him as well. He found the heal, glide, keep my combo alive play.
Yeah, that was a solid play. That was a solid play. And tough under pressure too, right? You had a lot of stuff in hand, had to kind of map out. A lot of players would have just started drawing cards there and not hit it if it was the bottom card. So, very stressful game, I'm sure, for both players. But at the end, McBanterFace gets through the whole deck, is able to hold on to enough combo pieces, dodges the burn, and we're going to a game 5.
Yep, another swig of the jug for Muzz.
He needs that. He deserved that one. That was a tough game.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
McBanterFace getting a chance to show off just a little bit finally, because again, he hasn't had many chances to show off. He's played a lot of solid things, like I keep saying, but that looked like a little bit beyond that. That was, like you said, he planned, he knew when to pull the plug on the turn, what his best chance of winning was.
Yeah.
Visualize what his opponent couldn't do, reset all those encounters flows, and yeah, the outcome was he got there. And he got unlucky and still got there was the key.
Yeah, had many turns that were potential lethal from many stages of the game. So good to have actually gotten to that point where he decked himself out and stopped Muzzy from getting lethal. So now we're going to move on to game number 5, which is going to be Handlock versus the Quest Mage. Who knew that Quest Mage would be the downfall?
Well, still some way to go.
Okay.
Quest Mage. I mean, there's 4 different quests, right? What got banned? Oh, the Rogue. We didn't get to see the widget names again. Because we learned those in week 1. We learned what all the things were called. And by week 4, when no one played the deck ever again, I'd forgotten them all again. So we'd been back to making up, whiz bangs, fidget spinner and stuff like that. Just to make up names.
Yeah, the whiz-bang fidget spinner. Oh, man. Bringing it back. Muzzy giving his opponent +2 attack and stealth instead of putting it back in his hand. Incredible.
And still winning the tournament.
And still winning the tournament. Just insane. Insane
5
performance
points.
from the Muzz, as always.
$3,000 and 5 points just for that. Here he is, though, week 7, in with a chance of playoffs, but also now, despite winning week 1, in with that chance of missing playoffs.
Yes. Let's take a look-see here. Yeah, it would only be a possibility that he misses playoffs if he loses this series. It's not like a guaranteed he misses playoffs. Obviously, he would want the win to help his chances, but he could still rely on the other players that are close to him losing in the quarterfinals.
Which is only really opening the door for Dmitry Kazov, who would have to win a couple of matches. And if you open the door for Dmitry Kazov, he brings you a hat stand and a mattress and all sorts of stuff through the door.
Yep. It gives you stuff that you don't want.
Yeah, here's
Look at McBanterFace. Muzzy just ignites him, turn 2, he's like, all right, cool.
I can take that.
Fair
I can
point.
heal that one back up.
Yeah. Obviously, Muzzy, that was the only fire spell he had in his hand. Just tried to get efficient quest completion.
Yeah, he's on a decent spot here, actually. He's drawn the harder parts to use, and he's going to be able to use them because otherwise McBanterFace will be doing nothing, getting to the point where McBanterFace has to start leaving things in play. Not just yet, he can blow up his own tour guides and things like that for another turn, maybe. I think one of the things he has to plot here is when he wants to play that neophyte. Obviously, it's good, but you can only use it at one time with no raise dead.
Yeah. And he does not have a way to kill it off as well on this specific turn. Tour guides, sure, right?
Yeah.
Could like tap Tour Guide Mortal Coil this turn.
I mean, I like that.
You here for the tour?
Yeah. This makes logical sense to me.
Yep. Okay, now he goes a touch, which is a way to kill off his Cold Neophyte. If he wants to continue going down that path.
Yeah, he's got to play some stuff at some point, though, because Mage will do you by about turn 7 or 8 if you let it get away with it, especially as he drew the Arcane Intellect. What do I call his Arcane Intellect? The barrier, the ice barrier. So getting the first part ticked off early is a big deal when the Mage isn't playing against any minions.
Yeah.
And although this hand doesn't look a lot now, if that quest gets completed, that cram session, that spring water, they leap into action, and there's no glide to save McBanterFace if that happens this time.
Nope.
Interesting.
Time runs out on me.
The coin counterspell to get the arcane spell ticked off. I guess this could be some level of disruption as well. Maybe Interface will see that it's arcane, and that'll narrow it down for him a little bit.
Still irritating, though, because he only wants to either heal or raise dead. Basically, in this matchup, and you want to do both of those two things. So having one of them taken away from you, it also takes away the options of, say, going Tour Guide Mortal Coil and knowing you're going to get away with it as well. Just makes your life really annoying.
Yep.
Muzzle their magic!
Muzzy's going to rifle through this quest.
Fire and Frost.
Almost out of time.
Still missing fire, oddly enough.
He is. But with
Obviously,
2 cram
first
specials of
water.
spring water, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
You here for the tour?
So yeah, if you're going to play a minion against mage, you might as well play all of them.
Yeah.
Because
And
there's the fire.
yeah, everything just feels so slow.
Yeah, this neophyte's done some very good timing this turn.
Yeah. I mean, this is the turn where Muzzy probably would have wanted to get the biggest chunk of quest completion done, so timing the neophyte to a turn where you are playing minions is really smart. To be able to take off some. Obviously, these minions are not really that big of a threat to Muzzy. He's got the ice barrier up. But it's just kind of that snowball effect. Already has a brain freeze in hand. Grand Finale is absolutely not the pick. Counterspell could be good.
It looked surprisingly good last time, didn't it? And nothing's really changed since then.
Yeah, obviously he threw away Immortal Coil into it. There's a ton of... Well, not a ton, but there's some throwaway spells in the matchup. Right, like, McBanterFace is happy to throw even like a touch into a counterspell if he knows that Muzzy had to spend 3 full mana to get rid of that, so...
That's fair. That's very fair. He's only 3 cards away from activating things as well now, which will make his healing better, of course, amongst other things. And healing against mage is a big deal. I know a lot of people feel, oh, I can't do anything against mage. But if you time your healing right, you can often buy yourself 1 more turn.
Yeah.
And mage kind of falls on its face over the finishing line. Like, it wins and that's it. That's all it had, apart from, you know, if you go down the infinite ignite route later. But if you can buy 1 turn against mage with whatever you're playing, you often buy yourself a win.
He's hoping for Neophyte there, I think. Yep. Doesn't hit it.
More bones.
Guess you can just throw a Null on the board, throw a Tour Guide in the mix to try and play around the possibility of Flurry.
Hasn't done much damage, has he? Given that this
Nah.
8/8 is at least getting frozen and maybe more. McBanterFace hasn't really got anywhere with a lot of decent looking play.
Yeah. I mean, Flesh Giant on the board is... I guess it's turn 6, but still reasonable. Always feels
Muzzy hasn't
bad having to draw.
hasn't played
having
a
to play
flow.
Cram Session this early.
Yeah, absolutely. And he hasn't played a flow either, so even if he completes, he's struggling still.
Yeah. It seems like both players are just going incredibly slowly this game.
It does, yeah.
Time runs out on me.
Finally got there, but it's going to be slow even after playing it.
Yeah. The good thing for Muzzy is that he does hold on to a little bit of freeze here with the now 3rd Brain Freeze in order to have a safe turn to play Arcanist Dawn Grasp. So that's certainly a benefit. McBanterFace just hasn't been able to get to the point where he can even get down these scavengers. Doesn't even have a... I mean, I guess he can soul rend away his own minions.
Sure, no, he doesn't know about the next brain freeze, otherwise that would make sense. I think if he knew about the next brain freeze, that might actually be in the play.
I demand
Yeah.
But yeah, blowing up your own giant just to get 2 6/6s, or 1 extra 6/6 actually, is pretty bad, now I think about it.
Yep, and now McBanterFace is like, all right, put as much stats on the board as possible, get as high health as I can, and then dodge Cram Session. That's the name of the game. Easier said than done, however. Another bristleback is reasonable. Also completes a quest of his own to bounce back up a little bit in life.
Yep, and now here's the healing. Buy yourself some time. Going to be a close one. With the Incanter's Flow not being played, McBanterFace is definitely with a decent shout here.
Yeah, things are going to be pretty expensive. Muzzy doesn't really have the option of going for like these 2-turn kills, and especially now the second Cram Session is played without an Incanter's Flow being played.
Still going slowly with this Fire Sale available for 6, and then next turn there's an Ice Barrier in there.
One of these ignites is the basic ignite. There, you see it. The 5. One of the ignite is a 6 because you played that on turn 2 just to get the quest completion. So he's still a little bit of ways away. Has a fireball left in his deck. Hasn't really used any of the burn. Has 1 Ruined Orb as well left in his deck.
Time runs out on me.
Doesn't have the option to go for like Magtheridon here or anything. Even with the hot streak, the fire sale would still cost 2.
Eight, 11. Just checking out this play. He's going to get the barrier down first. Keeps the fire sale and makes it look like he hasn't got one to some degree. There could be an accident here from McBanterFace. How much does he commit? What he decides to do here will probably decide the outcome of this game.
Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in. There's the remaining cards in the deck. Still some threats. Backfire as well. A Cold Neophyte. Ray's dead. All are good pickups. Because of the Magtheridon and Fire Sale, it doesn't look like he's going to be in a position where he can just stick threats. It's probably going to be a battle of him trying to bounce his life total while also completing quests, but putting threats in the way to try and, get some resources out of Muzzy and buy that a little bit of additional time. This can be sometimes pretty difficult to find a way to close out a game. Because you make one wrong move and leave yourself at a life total, at a different life total than you were expecting.
Yeah.
And you can die. So that is 5 damage tonight, 7 damage tonight, and a 9 damage fireball. 21 points of damage. If he gets lab partner in the mix, that's just +3. So still not able to find a lethal here.
So, well, maybe he could look for Phoenix, play it, and then just hang on for 2 turns. Or just find a Ruined Orb. That helps a lot more.
Yeah, still not enough mana to kill this turn, but he can actually set up for a kill if he banks on some spell damage here. Lab partner's good.
It is. Just got to think about slow. They're all good for different reasons.
Yeah.
Time runs out on me.
So 12 damage from the ignites, 9 damage from the fireball, 5 damage from the Ruined Orb. That's 26. He only needs +1 spell damage next turn, and can fit it all in. Yeah. Gonna hold on to it though, maybe as a way to protect himself from Cold Neophyte, or not hold on to it, but play the Blood Mage Thalnos.
Yep. He's got some good pickups available.
Yeah.
Actually, I say that. He actually hasn't got great pickups available. 2 flurries left. Are there any flurries left? Actually, am I being tricked by the... No, there's 2 flurries left. It adds up.
Yeah.
McBanterFace is kind of out of resources, you know.
Yeah, and even then, like Muzzy has, if Muzzy hits Lab Partner or second Blood Mage Stalnos, or this Blood Mage Stalnos sticks on the board, Muzzy has lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Double Ignite is 12, Fireball 21, Ruined Orb 26. All that costs 8 mana. Primordial Studies can hit pretty much anything that costs 2 or less that has +1 spell damage. I mean, right now he just has lethal in hand.
Yeah, Hot Streak available as well.
Damage. Yeah. He actually doesn't even need to use the Hot Streak because the full 10 mana of Fireball, Ignite plus Ruined Orb is enough. So the dream is alive for Muzzy. Well, I mean, the dream was always alive coming into this week. Just getting out of that 0-2 spot gave him that shot at playoffs. So McBanterFace still a good shot as well. Muzzy now ties him in points. They're both at 13. McBanterFace with no opportunity to earn any more, and Muzzy breaks that tiebreaker. Muzzy now has the only... Language Hacker is slightly above, though, because Language Hacker actually beats Muzzy in tiebreakers as well. Because he has 4 quarterfinal appearances. This will be Muzzy's 3rd quarterfinal appearance. But if Muzzy wins one more match, well, he wouldn't even need a tiebreaker anymore because he'd have 14 points. So, but looking very good for him moving forwards. And McBanterFace will just have to kind of wait and see pretty much how Dimitri does specifically, right? That's like the only player that can pass him at this point.
I mean, No Hands Game is the one who really, really hates this result. Because now Dmitry Kazov, if he gets to 13, will go past No Hands, and No Hands would drop down to 9th. That's me eyeballing it, but I think that's right. No Hands Gamer is kind of relying on Dmitry Kazov not reaching the final now.
Yeah.
If he does, then No Hands will drop to 9th place, I think. Because No Hands has no tiebreaker, basically.
A lot of players will just be watching Dmitry Kazov play over the next few days to see if their playoff dreams are still alive, because he's the only player that's kind of in that 9th through 12th zone right now that has any chance of kind of catching everyone else. But there's a result from Group D. Fled and Muzzy moving on as the 2 players. So pretty cool to see Muzzy honestly bring... Yeah, I'm so blurry. Why am I so... It's just week after week.
It always happens at the end as well. It's like...
It always happens at the end.
TJ starts off with full energy, and he uses so much of his energy as the show goes on that he like starts to dissipate himself across... The energy sort of is no longer contained in one body. It starts to blur out.
I'm actually not blurry. I'm just vibrating so
really
fast
quickly
that it looks like I'm blurry. All right, here we go. Those are the current up-to-date standings with points taken into account. I believe this also takes... No, it doesn't take tiebreakers into account.
Doesn't have the tiebreaks.
Yeah, close though. It's actually pretty close to accurate. You would just move Muzzy up in front of Fled, and that would be accurate, I think, is...
Yes, I agree.
Yep, that would be accurate. Monsanto narrowly still in first place now. Nagadan Dreadeye still in, so they can both pass him and knock him down to that 3rd spot and lose that round 1 bye. All 3 of those players still guaranteed to be in playoffs. I believe with this result as well, Language Hacker, right? He would break any tiebreaker with a win in first, so he would be guaranteed because it would have to be the only 2 people that could pass him would be the players still left remaining, because No Hands and McBanterFace can't get past him, so that locks up for playoffs as well. Yeah, and then at the bottom, obviously Ego Waffle and Kayla's Luna, they are out. We talked about their relegation today. Eddie and Killin' All Day still have a chance. But it's going to be tough, and I think only one of them actually has a chance because Rami is still in the tournament and moving on, and I don't think both of them at this stage could pass Luna. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll have more in-depth analysis on the relegation battle tomorrow, but that's a good look at it as we move on to our quarterfinals.
With Eddie and Killin being on opposite halves of the draw, there's a chance that helps them.
Okay, yeah. That does. It does. And Killing All Day can also beat Rami, which would then stop Rami from earning any more points. He's currently at 9, which then he could pass him, which would also help Eddie because then he could pass him and they could both make it to the final. So basically what it
On the
boils
other
down
side,
to is anything can happen.
Yeah, Rami is now completely in his own hands. If he beats Killing All Day just in that one match, that relegates Killing All Day and just gets Rami above Luna and does all sorts of good things for Rami. So he's one match away from completing basically a miracle. He needed to come second last week to even be in this spot. And then we get to see Dmitry Kazov and Muzzy. That's actually massive because Dmitry Kazov,